Good morning, Eastern Oregon, and welcome to AM Live on EO Live for Thursday, August 17th, 2023. As you can see, it's a little bit different today. I'm in the commander's chair. It's weird. It's like it feels like completely out of place. So bear with me because I'm going to be doing some different stuff today. I got a good show for you today. I have 2 sets of tickets to Beer Fest that I'm going to give away. One of them is a randomizer that we did on Facebook, and then I'm just going to give some tickets to somebody who's watching. I have Amanda May from Remax Real Estate. But first, we're going to jump right into sports and get that out of the way. In Eastern Oregon right now, it's fall. It's my favorite time of year for sports. We're going to have all kinds of guests. I sat down with Josh Goodman, the EOU women's soccer coach, and he talks a little bit here about their what they do regarding mental health. You know, one of the things that I've noticed about soccer, and I'm sure this happens on other teams, I just have noticed this, is the mental health stuff. Like, it's very important to you. I know for sure. And talk a little bit about that.
I just am a big believer that, college athletics are hard, but they're supposed to be fun as well. And I think that sometimes, I did it as a student athlete. You get so focused on your performance and you get so focused on the things that are going on the field that you just let it affect you so much off the field, and you kind of start to identify your whole life with the sport. And I know when I stepped away from playing, it took me a while to kind of figure out more about who I was other than soccer, and, still kind of struggle with that. Obviously, I'm getting into coaching, but the big thing I want for the girls is to know that we're going to push you pretty hard on the field, but that we care about you off the field, and that it's a safe space to talk about anything that you need to talk about. And I think that over the last couple of years, we've taken strides, and, we're going to continue to put a lot of, our effort into making sure that mentally they're where they need to be. And on the performance side, if they're mentally enjoying it, they're going to perform better as well. So there's benefits there.
I released a little clip yesterday on EO Live with all the guests that I'm going to have on over the next week. It's going to be real exciting. EOU football. They just had Frontier Conference Media Day a couple days ago. Tim Camp talked about the kind of disappointing season last year and kind of what we've done to make this year a better year. And one of those things is we brought in a new offensive coordinator, Austin Brown from Southern. I sat down with him last week here. Brand new offensive coordinator means there's going to be a little bit different of an offense. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I think anytime that you take over a new offense, the first thing you got to be careful of is obviously just a wholesale change with these guys. I think you got to try and find that cutoff line right there of, what can I keep intact as far as maybe terminology. Maybe you're running something similar, but what are things that can stay intact that these guys know? So I think that's the first thing that you got to think about as a new play caller coming up here. And obviously Coach Camp sat down and we have a vision for this thing, and it is going to look a lot different than probably anybody in the stands has seen in a while here at Eastern Oregon. But these guys have done an outstanding job. I have an awesome group of guys here as far as players and coaching staff, Coach Camp and Ryan Piper there helping me out on the offensive side of the ball of picking up this new scheme. I think there's no secret to what we are offensively in the conference. Everybody knows that, that my time spent at over there at Oregon State had a huge impact on what my beliefs are offensively. Oh, yeah. So you're going to see some wide zone schemes. You're going to see some play action stuff. You're going to see the naked. You're going to see a lot of us changing some tempo up at a lot of times and just trying to keep the defense guessing and making them defend, all 53 1/3 yards.
About this new offensive coordinator. He has a lot of energy. He just brings a different look to offense that was kind of stagnant, if you ask me. Last year they averaged 12 points a game, and if you take away the 2 wins, they averaged 8 points a game, and that's not enough to win games in the Frontier. The Frontier is a tough conference, one of the toughest conferences in NAIA, and 8 points a game just ain't going to get it done. We got to put some points on the board and keep the defense off the field, and I think Austin Brown's going to help do that. This morning's sports report is brought to you by Rockin' Sons. Rockin' Sons Tire and Auto, East End of Adams. Go see JB and the boys. We're going to talk just real quick about weather, do a little weather thing. It's going to be 100 again today. 100 degrees. My goodness. It's going to get down to 66. It's going to drop down, though, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 90, 88, 84, which is nice because, man, it's been super hot. Let's take a look outside real quick. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful, but it's super hot. I mean, yeah, that's just how it's going to be for the next day or two. It's 100 degrees. Now we'll take a quick little break, and then we'll come back with my guest, Amanda May from Remax. Welcome back. I'm joined by Amanda May from Remax Real Estate, and we're going to do the keys to the market. Usually this is BC's job. Like, I don't ask the questions when it comes to topics that I don't know a lot about. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to let you tell us what's new with Remax.
Well, I've got some things that I want to chat with everybody about just in general, some things to know about real estate. I think that it's funny because real estate is one of those things that people know a lot about, and then they don't know a lot about it too. So there's some minutia that goes into real estate that just completely is missed on, HGTV and all those shows that people are excited to watch. And one of those things, a really important thing that has kind of become a hot button here locally lately, is referrals and why it's important to work with an agent who understands the market that you're working in. So, little anecdote for you and why I want to talk about this. We've had some influx of some out-of-town agents popping up representing buyers in this market, which that's always fine. We're a friendly, open market, and we're going to work cooperatively with whoever the agent is who brings local buyers. But what it's important for consumers to understand when they're being represented by an out-of-town agent is you have to have an agent who's willing to do their homework. And that agent needs to understand, how do we negotiate within this specific market? What things are going to be components that help you be a strong buyer here locally? So funny little story. I had someone contact me a month or two ago, and they basically just said, hey, we're interested in seeing this property. And it was a property out in the country, a beautiful little property that was listed through my office, but not through me specifically. And I said, yes, I would love to show you that property. And they said to me, just FYI, we're going to be using another agent who we work with where we're coming from, which was on the west side of the state. And I clarified that a little bit. Are they a buyer's agent? How are they working? And they said, he's just a good friend of ours. We'd like to stick with him. And that's fine. That's completely fine. But I did feel the responsibility to give them the cautionary tale of what they might be missing out on. And it's important that you're working with a broker who understands the local market for a lot of reasons. Appraised value is one of them. If somebody lists a house and it's just outrageously overpriced, an agent coming from the west side may not know that right offhand. So it's kind of funny because I told them this and I just said, hey, I couldn't in good conscience not tell you my opinion. But above and beyond that, there are ways that you can work cooperatively with that agent. And if he or she wants to work that way with me, then I'd be glad to help. Sometimes it's a comfort level thing with folks who are coming from out of town. I've had people who are my clients say, I really would like you to hold my hand through this. In fact, my brother-in-law just bought a house down in LA a couple years ago now. And he had that scenario. He basically said, we have an agent here, but we want you also in our corner. So we want you to work cooperatively because we know you. We know you have our best interest. She's new to us. Can we work out a deal where we work cooperatively? And that agent and I did just that. And we did it through a referral, which basically means that I send her that business. She pays me a percentage based on that. And I work cooperatively with the paperwork and with the communication to make sure that everything's on track with my buyer. So I told them that I would work on that basis. And the agent was essentially, no, I don't want to do that. So it's one of those things that I just want buyers as real estate consumers to have an understanding of. It's not a territorial thing. I want them to have an understanding of what we actually bring to the local market.
So I would liken it to like somebody, say like somebody from the West Side coming over here to hunt and bringing a guide with them.
Essentially,
instead of getting a guide here that, you know, that knows.
Essentially, yeah. And smart hunters hire a local guide.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you hire somebody who knows the area.
Exactly. For a lot of reasons. Safety is one of them. And it's kind of a similar thing because a real estate investment is such a huge investment. And boots on the ground, for one, is really important. In fact, just this last weekend, I was up at a family reunion of sorts up at Wallowa Lake, and I had some buyers who wanted to see a house during the weekend when I couldn't show it. So I worked with one of the agents in my office and she showed it. But if they wanted to offer on that house, I would make an effort to make sure I walked through it. In fact, I'm going through a house today for that very reason, that I'm going alone, because I need to see with my own eyes so that I can advise those clients. Even though I know they were in good hands when they were walking through, I need to be able to know.
Absolutely.
So it's one of those things that I really encourage buyers, if they have an out-of-town agent, talk to them seriously about referring to a local agent. And we are always super happy to work with folks like that. I mean, it's awesome because down the road, we're going to give those buyers a good experience. Down the road, they're going to be clients again. Right. 82% of our business in real estate, according to NAR, is repeat and referral business. 80% of the work that we do. Crazy. So it's important that we give a good experience, and we're doing it with an eye for the future. We're not doing it, just, okay, you're done, I'm going to see you later. We're doing it thinking, okay, I'm going to make sure that you come back to me and want all your friends and family to come back to me too. I mean, it's like anything. Like, where do you get your hair cut?
Yeah,
well,
same place.
I like your haircut.
Right.
Tell me who does it. And then you send them to somewhere. So that kind of local representation is always super important.
Is there enough room at Wallowa Lake for you to have a family reunion?
I mean, it was really small. We just had some family come in from Iowa.
But a family reunion for you would be like the whole lake.
I know. That's true. It was only one little baby branch of my giant family.
Yeah.
But
So what else is going on with RE/MAX right now?
In general, we're gearing up for, fall events that happen. We have some fun things that we always do in the fall. We celebrate, we call it our office birthday party, which is basically where we just celebrate the fact that we're another year older as an office and get together and have some fun. That's one of the coolest things about RE/MAX is it's such a cool cooperative group of people that, we actually enjoy hanging out with each other.
It's a really diverse group of people too.
Oh, totally.
Very diverse.
Yeah.
So I guess let them know where they can find you and we'll move on.
Yeah, we're down on Adams Avenue, and anybody, look us up on Facebook or Instagram or anywhere online, and
right downtown. You can't miss it. There's a big RE/MAX sign.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool that you guys got moved downtown too. It's big for.
We really like it. It's made a big difference. One complaint everybody always has about anything downtown is that parking, but anymore it's not so bad.
No, it doesn't seem like. I think there's enough areas now that kind of have open parking, including here, a lot of people park here and walk.
Right.
I mean, there'll be 10, 15 cars in the parking lot and not 10, 15 people here.
We're a little bit spoiled. We like to be right next to what we're walking into. Isn't that silly? You go anywhere else and you're like, I'll park 4 blocks away. This will be fine.
Guess what happens now? I'm gonna put you on the hot seat.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Well, I mean, so you're filling in my shoes now, basically.
I'm Doddsy today.
Yeah, we're gonna do. I'm gonna ask you some would you rather questions.
Oh,
They're fun.
no.
Yeah.
We play this. My family plays this
Oh,
when we're
so
waiting
you
like for
probably
dinner.
answered them.
We have a little like game on the phone where you
All right, let's start with this one.
Okay.
Would you rather be forced to sing along or dance to every single song you hear?
Oh, I'm a dancer.
You
I probably dance to every song I hear anyway.
Oh, wow. Me? Probably dance because I'm not a singer.
Yeah.
It's not my thing.
You can ask anybody. I'll dance.
Here's a good one for today. Would you rather give up air conditioning and heating for the rest of your life or the internet for the rest of your life?
Oh gosh, that's a terrible question.
That is, isn't it?
I can't do what I do without the internet anymore. So I guess I'm going to be real hot and real cold.
Oh, I'd give up the internet.
Oh,
Could you imagine trying to sleep at night when it's 100?
Yeah, it'd be miserable. And,
it's so bad.
I'm pretty comfortable today. Maybe that's why I am answering that question. That way.
Would you rather have a personal maid or a personal chef?
Full disclosure, I already kind of do have a personal chef. Shout out to my hubby.
He cooks?
He cooks.
Dino cooks? Nice.
Yeah. No, definitely a maid. Definitely.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I can cook. I can get by, but if I had somebody to, that would be nice.
Yep.
Would you rather wear the same socks for a month or the same underwear for a week?
Oh, socks for a month.
Oh gosh, it's a tough one for
Socks
boys that have gross feet. Like your feet sweat, I'm probably going with
feet
socks
aren't the
too.
only thing that's gross, Doddsy.
Well, I mean, but I'd probably go with socks too. You're probably right.
Okay.
Would you rather always have BO and not know it, or always smell BO on everyone else?
I'd rather always smell BO.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
I think.
Definitely.
Oof.
Definitely. That's a tough one. But
that one is a tough
would you rather find a rat in your kitchen or a roach in your bed?
Oh. I think ooh.
Neither would be
my
real
bed,
pleasurable.
it's like a sacred space. Oh.
So you're taking the rat in the kitchen?
I think I might take the rat in the kitchen.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just watched this thing on social media. It's about a chain restaurant, and it's a video that they took, and the guy has like this chicken sandwich and there's maggots in it at the restaurant.
Nope.
Could you imagine that?
Nope.
I got a good story. When I was a kid, we were driving back, from California up to Oregon, and we stopped at a BP, like truck stop, and we get hot chocolate. Right?
Are those around anymore?
I don't think so. I don't think there are, at least not on this side. Get a cup of hot chocolate, drink it all the way down, and at the very bottom of the cup was a cockroach.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I've got an iron stomach for that kind of stuff. I don't get grossed out by very many things, but that would get me. If it was like already gone and I didn't. Oh.
Yeah, it didn't make me like throw up or anything. I mean, it's a bug, Like when we were kids, our group of friends, we had this pond back behind the apartments, and it had the bullfrog tadpoles, the big ones, and we always used to dare each other to eat them. I've eaten a couple of pollywogs when I was a kid.
That's his party trick when he has the kids around. He eats stuff. Oh my gosh, this is a great story.
Yeah, go for it.
Dino, we were at a softball tournament, and my son, he was 8 then, maybe even 7. This is a couple years ago. And my husband was trying to be cool dad around my son's friends. So they brought an earthworm over, and Dino goes, "I'll eat that." And the boys go, "No, you won't." And Dino went,
slurped it
and
down.
ate it. Noah, he about broke up with Dino that day. He was never going to forgive him for that.
That's so
He was so mortified. The other boys thought it was great, but it's a running joke in our family about Dino eating stuff as his party trick.
When I was a kid, not so much as an adult. I mean, I don't think I'd eat a pollywog now.
Well, I'm not kissing him for a day or two after that happens. Gross.
Yeah. Good morning, TJ. How are you? Let's get you another would you rather. Would you rather always have a full phone battery or a full tank of gas?
Gas.
Yeah?
I'd always have. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really have to pay to charge your phone.
Towing my trailer last summer.
You ran out of gas towing a trailer?
I did. And you know what? I could have thrown a rock and hit the exit sign right before Flying J. I was that close.
Why'd you
Isn't
cut
that
it so
ridiculous?
close?
Well, I didn't know I was. This is the first time I've hauled the trailer, and I go through North Powder, and they have that gas there now, or I'm getting ready to go through North Powder.
Yeah.
And I see I'm at like 80 miles or something like
but
that.
that's 80 miles without a trailer.
But it's 80 miles without a trailer, right? And so I called Dino and I'm like, hey, you think I can make it? He's like, you should be fine. I wasn't fine. I wasn't fine. But
Hey, good morning, Bud. Bud Forrest, one of our viewers. We're going to give away a couple of Beer Fest tickets after we do the randomizer. But for now, we're having a little bit of fun with some Would You Rather. All right, got another one for you. Would you rather die in 20 years with no regrets or live to be 100 with a lot of regrets?
shoot.
It's a tough one.
No, I think the no regrets.
Yeah, I'm going out.
No regrets, the tattoo.
Yeah. Spelled wrong. That's on all the tattoo, like the messed up tattoo sites.
Right.
Yeah. Would you rather spend a year at war or a year in prison?
A year in prison, I think.
You'd rather spend a year in prison?
I think so, yeah.
Prison's tough, dude.
You don't think war is tough?
I mean, yeah, I do.
Yeah. I don't know. You get 3 squares.
Yeah, 3 hots
some
in a cot.
outside
That's
time.
true. You get visitors. Yeah.
You get some autonomy. Just do what you want. As long as
Yeah.
you don't cause
I
trouble.
like that. I think I'd
You get library
do
time.
the
They probably have TV. They got
they do.
pretty lux
If
in
it was
some-
federal,
some
it's like
setups.
going to day camp, basically.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Would you rather have Billie Eilish's future or Madonna's legacy?
No, I'm not a Madonna fan. I am just not.
But we're talking about her legacy. We're not talking,
gosh,
I mean,
no.
You'd rather have Billie Eilish's future?
Yeah,
I mean, her future is pretty bright.
I think so.
She's pretty.
Yeah.
She's pretty top notch. I mean, it's crazy how somebody can just blow up like her.
Well, and she kind of comes out of nowhere with her stuff too. Like I don't hear about her on the day to day, and then she'll just drop something awesome.
A lot of it has to do with her brother, Phineas.
Isn't he like her producer or something?
He's a
like
producer. He co-writes everything with her. They're
Got it.
best friends, and I mean, he performs on stage with her, plays guitar.
Oh,
or
does
piano. Oh yeah,
that? Okay.
he's if you see the videos like of her performing live, he's the redheaded tall guy.
Oh, I don't think
That's
I've
her
ever seen
brother.
any videos of her performing.
All right. Would you rather go back to the past and meet your loved ones who passed away, or go in the future and meet your children or grandchildren to be?
Future.
Yeah.
I think so. What about you?
I mean, all the loved ones that have passed away, I already knew.
That's kind of where I'm coming from.
My great grandparents, I didn't know them. I don't know a lot about them, so
Right.
I'd probably go like
Yeah.
see the grandkids.
I think it's probably like the other way around. If you've lost somebody early and you don't have a good memory of them.
right. My
but I don't have
grandparents
that.
didn't die until my grandma died. I mean, I was an adult for both of my grandparents, so
Yeah.
it hasn't. And then my real dad's side, I didn't know them, so
Right.
there's no connection. Like
Yeah.
we just it's crazy. Like my life for like my dad left when I was 4, my real dad,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought, like when I find out where he is or when he dies,
Mhm.
it's gonna affect me. Well, I found out a couple months ago that he passed away.
Mhm.
I hadn't seen him since I didn't have any emotion at all. It's weird.
It's kind of funny, isn't it, how that
It's
works out?
weird, yeah.
Our family, we have a lot of adopted
Yeah, you got a lot
and
of
fosters and, not quite adopted, but technically not, but they
Yeah.
are, that kind of stuff. So it's definitely a heart thing more than a biology thing, I
Oh,
think.
for sure. And I mean, I have his last name.
Yeah.
My kids have his last
Right.
name, but there was no feeling like, and I feel terrible about it, but at the same time, I mean, how do you have feeling for somebody you don't, you know what I mean? Like I
Right.
did not know him.
Right. Yep. I hear you.
So for you, like give me where you see yourself in 10 years.
A little bit less busy because my kids will be heading out of school at that point in time. Gosh,
Yeah.
having kids is so busy.
Especially the
Chasing them.
younger. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. And this year it just took off with my kids' sports stuff and softball and baseball, and both my kids wrestle, and it's good busy, but it's definitely busy.
When
I
they
don't know,
get
10 years.
when I mean in 10 years, how old will they be?
My daughter is 12 now, and my son's 10, so
Oh,
they'll
so
be
yeah.
in
They'll be
in college probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although a lot, like nowadays, kids are being, when we were that age, the whole emphasis was go to college.
God, we talk about that a
It's
lot.
not as bad. It's not like that anymore.
I don't think so anymore. I think that, gosh, what's Micro?
Yeah.
He helped that a lot.
Yeah.
Micro.
Yeah, dirty jobs.
Thanks, Micro.
Yeah. Like, hey, you can do something other than you can go to a trade school. You can
Right.
go learn on a job. Me personally, I think like 4 years of experience is way better than 4 years that gives you a piece of paper.
Right. Well, and then there's people like me who I loved college. I'm so glad I went to college, but here I am. I'm not using my degree in a way that I have to have a degree to do what I do. I don't have to.
Well, and for a lot of college kids, they have other things going on, right? They're working, they're doing this, they're doing that, sports, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you actually retain in those 4 years?
Yeah, I don't know.
What percentage do you think it is?
Oh.
It's not the same as if you're going to work every day.
It has to be less than half for most people.
It has to be, right?
Yeah.
But if you're going to work every day and learning a job on the job, you're retaining a lot of that.
Oh gosh, yeah. The first 2 years of college is so hard because you're not really doing that much of what you're gonna be doing.
No, it's all gen ed.
Yeah.
Boring.
It's all stuff that you just boxes you have to check.
I have to write
and some of that's super
paper.
awesome. And I see the point of that a little bit because you don't know yourself very well when you're that young.
No.
So learning about who you're going to be and like where you're going to go, that's so cool. But I mean, you're paying a lot of money to do that.
Yeah, a lot.
I am a big fan of the gap year. Take the year off in between, go learn about yourself, go either work, go travel and work, go do something and figure out who you are and what you like. Because I think kids are so busy through high school, they just don't know.
So you talk about the gap year. There is a lot of constraint in high school. Like you don't have a lot of opportunity to do things to find yourself.
Right.
I agree. Gap year is like huge because you can take that time to basically figure out what you want to do. I mean, because in high school, you're not worried about that. You're chasing girls or boys. You're playing sports. You're trying to pass classes.
And you're doing what you've always done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kid
with
stuff.
The people you've always done it with.
Yep.
Yeah. Even in a town like LeGrand. I mean, I grew up in Cove. And I didn't go to school in Cove for the formative years. I came to school in LeGrand during that time. But it's so funny. I mean, the whole time you compare the size of schools, Cove versus LeGrand, and LeGrand's the big school, right? Even in LeGrand, everybody is with the same people all the time. And, same teachers, same regiment, same routine, and don't get to know yourself very well.
No, LeGrand, you know how they talk 6 degrees of separation?
Uh-huh.
LeGrand's like half a degree.
Oh, if that.
I mean, everybody knows.
If that.
And when you talk to somebody, you can always find somebody that's either related to them that or that is like really close to them. Even outside of LeGrand, I find people that have ties to a small town just because, the type of people, the places that I've lived have been similar to here.
I think that's a thing. I
It
think
is.
that's what it is. There's a funny little portal. We call it a portal.
I call it the black hole.
Kind of. Between Crescent City, California, where Dino was born, and here. There's so much overlap in those places. In fact, Allison at my office, hi pal, she's from Crescent City. Her and Dino were born in the same hospital.
Really?
Her dad lives in they live in a town that's kind of like Union is to LeGrand. It's called Fort Dick. They both lived in that town. I know.
I was going to laugh when you said it.
I should have known my audience. I shouldn't have even said it.
Where is Crescent City?
Very Northern California, like start of the redwoods.
Not Weed, though.
No,
Weed's
not quite that
right
far.
on the edge. Is it on
anywhere
this side or
not
that
Weed
side
anywhere?
of Shasta?
Oh,
You have to go over the pass?
No, it's literally the first city that you come to in California, basically the first big area. It's the top of the redwoods.
The top of the redwoods.
Yeah.
On I-5? Or
No,
on 101?
no.
Or in the middle somewhere?
Well, it's on the coast. Crescent City is the coast. You
So
would ask me a
it's
question.
on 101.
I don't know. I think
the
so, yeah.
coastal highway.
I think so, yeah. We go through Grants Pass when we go down. So Grants Pass, then you go through Cave Junction, and then you cross in that way. There's a nasty little canyon. And
So the 10-year goal, still in real estate?
oh, absolutely.
That's a lifelong.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
as
your
long as I
career.
can do it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously something you enjoy.
Oh gosh, I do. I love it. It's funny because I think that people like the idea of selling real estate, and I did too at one point. But when I worked at Remax, I started as the office manager. And the first, I don't know, probably 6 months that I worked there, I was pregnant with Noah. And so this is going to be 11 years with Remax this fall. And the way that people work and the hours and the fluctuation, and I was sitting at the front desk like Allison does now. And just the stuff that you see and the stress that you deal with and how high stakes it is. I told Dino, I was like, I will never do this. I will never sell real estate. I would be happy sitting at this desk forever. And at that point, I thought I was going to be a teacher. Well, it's a little less daunting, I think, the longer you see it and the longer you understand, hey, I might actually have what it takes to be good at this. But you're equal parts, teacher, friend, psychologist. Sometimes you're advisor, sometimes you're shoulder to cry on. It's a lot of everything. And there's kind of a big emotional tax that can take. You have to be a pretty unique person, I think, to really love it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And like, so what's the hardest part? Like
that, I think,
just being,
I think that because it can be a roller coaster at times. You can be helping somebody through the best day they've ever had at the same time as you're putting out so many fires and trying to, save your client's neck because we're in a pickle for some reason. And so it really is like you just have to turn it off. You have to be able to turn one thing off and pick up another thing. And sometimes the hard things are really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
okay, well, let's flip the script. What's the most rewarding part?
I have these clients. In fact, they reached out to me just the other day on Messenger. I helped them probably 4 or 5 years ago. They're an older couple, in their late adult years. Their kids were grown, and their dream was always to own a house, always. And they could never make it happen. They were, struggling raising kids. They had, just life. Life was everywhere for them, and they couldn't make it happen. And they had been renting for over 40 years. Wow. And they basically said, we can do it now. We want to do it. This is our dream. We want to make it happen. And we got them into a house. And I just got awesome. A message the other day, and she said, we still love this house so much. I told her, I was like, you come to mind so often because that was definitely one of my favorites. It's just helping people realize that they can do something that they didn't know they could do. That's so fun.
Nice.
So fun. And then, there are the other people who aren't big fans of real estate. I think that it's polarizing to some people. It costs a lot of money to buy your first house. Yeah. And it is such a leap of faith. And the market that we're in right now is tenuous, and it's a little scary for people.
Right.
So unpredictability is scary.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, let's give away some of these tickets.
Yes, let's.
I'll tell you who wins as soon as I find it out. So up here on the wheels, everybody that commented and shared the post, and I got it on a randomizer wheel, and I'm just going to do it. There we go. We're going to know real soon. Oh, okay, Jen Azure. Yeah, it was like I know her too. She's Dustin's wife.
She's Dustin's wife.
Yeah, Jen Azure is the winner. That's pretty cool. So, Jen, I'll post it in here, and then so now we're gonna give away a couple of tickets to the first person that comments. So, the first person that comments, I'll message you, and we'll give them some tickets. Amanda, I appreciate you coming on today. Yeah. It's been awesome.
I'm excited to have been here.
You sat in my chair today.
I'm Doddsy.
This has been weird. Oh, I think somebody already. Oh, there it is. John Comby commented right there. Oh, John Comby's the first, though. You can see it right there. He said, hey, so John, I got some tickets for you to Beer Fest, 2 of them. And then I'll reach out to Jen Azure, and we'll get it from there.
Sweet.
Let me get you guys out of here on this day. So I always do a section called On This Day, and I just give some little tidbits about what, so things that happen.
Today's the
So
17th.
August 17th on this day, in 1859, the first airmail in a balloon took off from Lafayette, Indiana. They tried sending mail with a balloon. I mean, that was the very
Like an
first
actual
airmail.
balloon or like a blimp?
No, like a balloon.
Okay.
Yeah, a balloon, like a weather balloon.
Okay.
On this day in 1870, the first ascent of Mount Rainier.
Oh, okay.
1870. I'm intrigued by mountain climbing. I don't want to do it myself ever, but I'm super intrigued by it because, like, if you look at like Everest, like people die up there and they just leave them.
I know.
And people
You know
climb.
the green boots guy? Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, look it up. That one creeps me out.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like a landmark on there now. The guy who died who was wearing like green trekking boots. And you can see the green boots.
Man.
Yeah, and he's still up there.
Oh, yeah, no. On this day in 1939, the musical film The Wizard of Oz, starring Judy Garland, opens at Leo's Capitol Theater in New York City, 1939. Maybe the most influential film of all time. I mean, it's got it. If I was talking about top 3 movies ever, Wizard of Oz is one of them, for sure.
For you or just in general?
I mean, I think it has to be for everybody. Nobody had ever switched from black and white to color, for one thing.
That's true.
And for another thing, I mean, it is still part of today's culture. People still, there's slot machines made out. I mean, there's just all this stuff after a film that was made in the 30s.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody knows The Wizard of Oz.
Of course. Everybody has a quote from The Wizard of Oz. You know what I mean?
And probably you used it recently.
Absolutely.
Yeah. On
this day in 1945, Korea is divided into north and south along the 38th parallel.
In 1945.
1945. Yep. On this day in 1969, Woodstock Festival closes with Jimi Hendrix and Band of Gypsies as the final act. They took the stage at 9 a.m. on the 18th, essentially. So it was like it was the final act, but they pushed it over into the 18th.
Got it. 2020,
University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill is the first U.S. college to send students home and convert to online classes after 135 COVID cases detected.
Oof.
COVID was so crazy.
Yeah.
Let's not.
I don't want to relive that.
No. But it's crazy. The kids, it's going to affect kids down the road. It really is. Like, just
absolutely.
Mental health. It already is. It really is.
The reading levels. My son was in first grade. And that was a big issue for the next 2 years, was they're trying to recoup the reading levels for these kids who didn't have hands-on.
Well, not just reading, social.
100%.
Adapting to online. Like my kids, they struggled with online. They didn't want to sit in front of a computer if nobody was checking. You know what I mean? Like they didn't. Yeah, it was no fun. The number. All right, I'll let you try to guess this. What was the number 1 song in America 10 years ago today?
So this is.
I'll give you a hint.
This is
the
2023.
Video was. You can't look it up.
No, I'm just looking at the year, making sure I have the year date.
2013.
Okay.
The video was banned. It's an R&B singer, and he also has a rapper in the song, and the song was pretty huge.
2013.
Yeah.
R&B singer has a rapper in it.
Yeah.
Video was banned. Is it Eminem and Rihanna?
No.
Oh, shoot.
It's Robin Thicke and T.I., Blurred Lines.
Oh, it was banned, really?
Yeah, the first video they released had nudity in it.
Oh, yeah, that song's kind of.
It was a huge song.
That's a Hebe song, though.
Yeah, it is kind of. Quote of the day, and then we'll get you out of here. Here it is. If people are doubting how far you can go so far that you can't hear them anymore.
Nice.
One more time. If people are doubting how far you can go so far that you can't hear them anymore. John Comby wins the tickets. Jen Azure wins the other ones. I'll reach out to him. Amanda May, thank you for being on today. I appreciate you.
You bet. Anytime.
Let's get them out of here if I can find the video to get us out of here. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you.